You may have seen my recent documentary on Grand Theft Auto 5's biggest mystery, where I looked at more than 60 unsolved discoveries involving the Mount Chiliad mystery that were found in the game over the last decade, and concluded there was likely something we never solved involving a mysterious mural that can be found on the Chiliad mountain in the game. Well, sure enough, a major discovery has just been made in connection to Mount Chiliad. I've been submitted a lot of interesting things since covering the mystery, but we didn't seem to be making much progress until now. Beginning with something recently discovered in Red Dead Redemption 2. If you remember my last video, of the many mysteries I went over, one in particular I said was the first discovery to convince me that something more was going on with Mount Chiliad, when it was submitted by Redrun and Zegirdor back in 2020, which is when I began working on the Mount Chiliad video. That mystery was a strange spiderweb that for some reason appeared under the cable car station where the Chiliad mural is located, in this exact spot only between 1 and 2 a.m. that was never explained. This spiderweb always struck me as odd because of its strange appearance and the way it contrasted with the rest of the game. Yet despite its unfinished appearance, this spiderweb has been here since the game came out in 2013 and has remained here since, despite the fact that many other things have been removed, changed, or patched in the years that have followed. Not only that, but another one can be found under a bridge at the bottom of the Chiliad mountain, again only between 1 and 2 a.m. These are the only known spiderwebs like this in the game, although it has been reported to me since by VREvangelist that what looks like a spiderweb appears on a rock in North Yankton, but suspiciously right next to where an alien can be found frozen beneath the ice. Additionally, there's another discovery in Rockstar's other game Red Dead Redemption 2 that is connected to the Mount Chiliad mystery, as when the game came out in 2018, players found a woman locked in an outhouse chanting a series of numbers.
5, 11, 2.
Strangely, that same series of numbers was later found in GTA Online, as a fortune you can get from the Madame Nazar arcade machine that was added in a 2019 update.
I see numbers. 5112.
This arcade machine is based on the character Madame Nazar from Red Dead Online, a mysterious fortune teller who pays the player to collect mysterious items for her. However, this number sequence isn't the only weird thing going on with the Madame Nazar machine, as you can also get a fortune that says,
I see a web, still tangled after years of unraveling. Will you be the one? I wonder.
Which has long been speculated to be a clue suggesting something remains unsolved with the mysterious webs on Mount Chiliad. Well, it turns out Flava01 on Reddit may have been the first one to unravel the web when they discovered a few weeks ago what appears to be the first major update to the Mount Chiliad mystery in 12 years while playing Red Dead Redemption 2, as they noticed a similar spiderweb on a telephone pole near Saint Denis, which only appears between 3 and 4 a.m., which was determined has actually been in the game since it was released, but no one evidently managed to notice it until now. The design of this spiderweb appears to match the design of the GTA spiderwebs, although this one is white and strangely has a feather attached to the bottom, which players can shoot down, although the feather will later respawn. Then, only a couple days later after this spiderweb is found, players determined there are actually 8 spiderwebs with feathers across the map, 5 black and 3 red, which all appear only at specific times in the middle of the night. The feathers also all appear in different spots on each web, which some believe is telling something to players, but it's not clear what. Another interesting detail is that these webs are rendered in the game exactly the same way as the ones in GTA 5, as it was found in the data of both games that the spiderwebs are props made using the same cable shader to render the defined paths of each of the web's individual threads. This conflicts with the idea that the spiderwebs look this way because they're unfinished, as why would Rockstar recreate the spiderwebs the same way in a different game 5 years later if they weren't meant to ever show up like this? Players also discovered this same technique using the same cable shader this way is used in another Red Dead 2 mystery I covered in my video 10 Strangest Unsolved Video Game Discoveries Part 4 from 2020, where a glowing pentagram can be found under this cabin in Butcher Creek from 4 to 5 a.m. Nothing was ever solved about this pentagram, until it was recently noticed it's made the same way as the spiderwebs, using the same cable shader to render the individual lines of the pentagram, which some believe suggests a possible connection between the mysteries. Back to the webs. A carving of a spider was discovered on a telephone pole next to where one of the spiderwebs can be found. In the previous video, I suggested that overlaying certain images over things in GTA 5 tended to just be coincidences. However, that is definitely not the case here, as by overlaying the spider carving on the telephone pole on top of the game map, the spider's legs line up with all of the web locations. This suggests players were supposed to find the spider symbol first to locate all the webs, but instead were actually found in reverse. Further raising questions, data miners found the feathers are called spider dreams in the data, though the name changes to WAP Gen Feather 01 when they're shot and respawn, though it's still unclear what any of these details mean. There is a side quest in the game where players collect 20 dream catchers across the map, which leads to finding the ancient arrowhead that increases stamina when using the bow, but otherwise doesn't seem to have any clear connections to the spiderwebs that players have found. The mystery deepened when FN2K02 found yet another web directly in the center of all the known web locations. This web appears between 1 and 2 AM, but looks different from the rest, as it's black instead of white, and is hidden among tree branches, making it incredibly difficult to see unless you use the game's photo mode. This one also doesn't have a feather, however it still points to something strange, as by looking closely, some of the threads of the web appear to be saying something, which is believed to be the letter N and a telephone pole. Considering this, players found traveling north from the spiderweb, there's another telephone pole that when you shoot it reveals another message, a W, and 5 telephone pole symbols. Oh sh**. Assuming the W stood for west, players traveled 5 telephone poles west of this location and found another telephone pole that when shot reveals a carving that says NW and a symbol that players right now believe is a guitar. This is currently where we're at, as players haven't yet figured out where they're supposed to go from here. Players right now are looking at everything from guitars found in Fort Wallace to what looks like bird carvings on a roof. But as of right now, everything at this point is only a theory. And that's why I'm making this video as a call to action. And now, a former Rockstar QA tester has even come forward saying they knew of the mystery and never expected anyone to find it, but hasn't answered any more questions. All this confirms something huge I speculated last time, that something more was going on with the spiderwebs and the Mount Chiliad mystery and the connections to Red Dead Redemption 2. Bear in mind, there were countless more things in that video suggesting there was more to the mystery, but now we can definitively confirm that there was still more to be discovered after all of these years. And now that we're amidst a currently developing mystery, we might have a chance to actually solve something before we get GTA 6, especially considering GTA 6 was delayed again, which I predicted in the last video as well, though that was probably the easiest prediction of the whole video. Now we got 10 months to untangle the web, and this could just be the lead that we needed all along. Come on everyone, let's do this! Tell you what, if anyone solves the Mount Chiliad mystery, I'll give you one of these. Don't miss out on this extremely rare collectible with buildables, which is available for pre-order right now until February 1st, and then they're gone forever. This is a super limited collectible of the Oddheader mascot that you can put together yourself, made up of 160 pieces, and looks amazing on the shelf. This thing is beautiful and incredibly high quality, which is why it's the first collectible I've done in years, as I want each one to be truly special. And if you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with the mystery, please subscribe. And if you know of any more updates to the Mount Chiliad mystery or more video game mysteries in general, submit them to me through oddheader.com, come join the Discord, or even send me a shout through Twitter or Reddit. And thanks again to Slippy Slides for helping get the footage in this video. Feel free to subscribe to him down below as well. Shout out to Aaron Johnston, Angel the Fox, Ash Photography, BitWiff27, Black EV50, Chad Biscuits, Eddie Talkspin the Bleach Primate, Flex, Jailbreak, Isaac Murillo, Kieran Bolton, The Meatly, Phoenix157, Rackman22, Ray Zorez, Riley S, Robert Eisen, Select, Subrock, T1 Lemon God, and Terrence Stock for their Patreon support. Stay tuned.